Yes, tarot can be used for conversation instead of just a specific answer, and it's one of my favorite ways to do a reading. The way it usually goes is I sit down with someone, or honestly just sit down with myself with my journal, and there's some sort of an issue, a decision, an area of life maybe where some change is needed, or where change is happening and we need to sort of get some sense of our footing underneath us. That's often how these conversations start. And what I generally do is I sit with that person, I shuffle the cards, we connect with the cards, and then as we talk, I just pull a card when it feels like we need one, when it's time for one. I'll give you a quick example about how this might go. So let's say I'm sitting down with somebody who is kind of unhappy in their job and they're not really sure what to do about it. So we don't have to have a specific question, but there's a general topic we're going to discuss. So we might start with something like, let's see kind of what's at the root of that discontent. So if we pull, we got King of Pentacles. In this case, I would say this person is really concerned about stability, really concerned about forward movement in this career. Maybe the concern is simply just not making enough money to make ends meet or to live the life they really want. So let's say we decide, the meaning that speaks to them is that there's no real forward movement. They feel stagnant in this job, and they want to have a job that's higher level in the company or is more ambitious. They've got ambitions beyond what the business place or place of work is letting them do. So we would ask a question about that, like, how can you make that change? How can you put yourself out there at work to make that change? Oh, okay, so 8 of Wands. I guess I would advise that now is the time. Like, it's possible they don't know that you are as ambitious as you are. And so now is the time. But let's ask again, like, how would you do that? We've got 9 of Pentacles. I would say you want to embody at work where you're going, what you see. Like, you're going to envision this moment of having it all, and you're going to show up at work with that attitude. You need to show them how ambitious you really are, and try to step into conversations that maybe you haven't been in before, right? So the conversation would go like this, and it would just flow, and based on what they say, I would think, oh, this is a question. This is something tarot could help us with. Now, if someone wants to have a conversation over cards with you, and they're not really sure, like they're not thinking about their career or relationship, they just want to have a conversation over cards, you could start with sort of a general reading and say, let's get an idea of where you are in your mind, your body, your spirit, right? So pull those cards and start that as the baseline of what you're going to talk about. And then through the conversation, you just pull more and more as it feels appropriate. Another way to do this would be an elemental reading. So they come to you for general reading. You could say, all right, let's look at the 4 elements as they apply to your life. So earth would be health, wealth, career. Air would be swords, so that would be your communication, your mindset. Cups, water, the element of water would be cups, which is your relationships, your love, and not just like love relationships, romantic relationships. It would be friendships, family, your relationship to yourself. Wands. Okay, so then fire is wands, and so that element would be creativity, sensuality, forward movement. And so you could use that as your basis, and then once you start talking about what those cards say, then you jump off from there and have a great conversation. I love reading this way. Conversation over cards, perfect.